What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I am Jess. Thanks for clicking on today's video. I have a short and sweet video for you today. I thought it would be good to outline kind of what's to expect this month in December, and then kicking off the challenge or whatnot for the Keto Rewind community coming the new year, right? We all know those New Year's resolutions kick off, and for me on this channel, I like to do a big challenge come January 1st. So I thought we would talk about what we're gonna do from this point forward so we're all on the same page. I have been busy and crazy, and it's been tough. So I had plans to start the challenge that I wanna push to January 1st, like this month and next month, and then when I thought through, I was like, you know what? I just don't want to do something extreme and crazy at this time of year because it ultimately kind of does set myself up for failure. With the holidays being, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, like all the in-between holidays and all the celebrations, just considering all of the holidays for everybody, it's just one of those things where I'm like, let's just bump it to January 1st. So in the meantime, that doesn't mean we just go haywire now. There's no perfect time to lose weight. And there's no best time to lose weight. It's just that you kind of got to think through and make sure you're setting yourself up to succeed before you even get the ball going, right? Because we don't want to start something and not be able to continue it because of XYZ, right? So you're going to set yourself in an environment to win before you even start. So for right now, all we're going to do on this channel is make small changes. Specifically because I found, after being on this weight loss journey for nearly 6 years, I find it's always the hardest to start and make the changes and just take that first step. Once you're in it and once you're making the changes and once you're living it, things get a lot easier because you have that momentum you've built on. But some of us, if you're like me, it takes everything to get things going again, Or I should say this, like the first day, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds in one day type mentality. Like you couldn't even try to mess me up on day one. It's like day 2 that I'm talking about, where you kind of lose that initial momentum that you have, or you're just gonna do this. So day 2 comes around, it's like, okay, so now what? Now I gotta actually do this, and it's like that. Once you get going and get past that point, that's when it starts to get a little easier. But that first week or that first month, things are tough because it's a huge change. Like this weight loss journey, I'm almost approaching in February, it'll be 6 years, right? I'm not at my goal weight. I've not figured it out. I know I know how to lose weight. I learned that pretty quick, but staying motivated, staying in the game, staying just succeeding every 2 seconds is it's just so much harder to do, right? So I thought while we're at it, let's learn how to make those small changes now. So right now, I feel like we can make those small changes, like our diet is such a big, but also an easy fix because you have choices, right? So you can have this choice or this choice, and you know which one's the better choice, and you can choose the better choice, You don't have to be crazy about it, but you have that to start with. Like the diet is the biggest part of this weight loss journey. And though making those small changes when it's tough, when it's hard to do, where you don't want to do it, like that's when the game changes from a losing game to a winning game, right? So I thought for right now, I can control diet to best of my abilities regardless right now. So that's why today we're gonna make a kind of like a meal prep delicious chicken dish. So I was in this recipe rut too at the same time. So it's like all these things are there's a lot of noise right now of all the stuff going on right now. So I have to make small changes when I can do it. So when I'm scrolling on social media and I find a delicious chicken recipe, we're gonna need to make it. We just need to add it to the recipe lineup because I wanna do a lot of new stuff for the January 1st. I'm gonna try really hard to give you guys a meal plan and do the keto lifestyle with me, and this is what I'm doing kind of thing. So we're gonna test and make those recipes now, so it's like there's a freshening up of what we've been doing. So we're gonna make that, but because I don't have time to do chicken skewers, it's a bang bang chicken, we're gonna amend this recipe and we're gonna make it an air fryer chicken recipe instead, using the same ingredients. It's just easier for me, and that at the end of the day, those small changes is when the changes occur. So I had to change my battery. My phone died, my camera died. So what I was saying is we're gonna make those small changes now, and we can make those with diet. The other thing I can do is, instead of sitting on the couch, reading my Kindle, and enjoying that like hour of freedom, I can hit two birds with one stone and put my book in an audio format and go walk, or I can go to the gym, or I can just go do something, right? I don't have to sit on the couch and read my book. I can find another way to get the book in and get moving. So it's all about time. It's all about making those choices. I could limit the time I sit on the couch and maybe put 50% of the time on the couch. The other half, I'm gonna go for a walk and listen to music. You know, so it's those little changes I can make now. Because if I can make those little changes now, when it comes to kicking off my New Year's resolution or my year 6, I can already have built on, you know, this month and next month, or November and December, small changes and get some momentum going into the new year. So then when I put that hammer down, I go a lot more strict. It's not such a big deal, right? I have something to build on, because for me, it's just so much harder to get it going and start that, and then that's just the hardest part for me. Maybe for you guys, it's the staying motivated part. You know, whatever the case may be, you have to find a way to outsmart yourself and make it work for you. So for me, getting it going again and getting the dust off and getting remotivated and like in the game is so much harder. So, and that's what we're gonna do. So anyways, I'm gonna flip the camera around and we're gonna make the bang bang chicken in the air fryer instead of the chicken skewers. And I'm gonna put the recipe right here that we're gonna use. Real quick before we get any further, I wanna thank the sponsor of today's video, Element. Remember how I said that I gotta get off the couch and go move my body in the beginning of this video? Well, yeah. It would be silly if I said that and didn't do it, right? So being that the weather has been kind of chilly, it's the perfect time to go get a walk in, and that means go outside, get some vitamin D. The nice thing about this time of year, where it's kind of in the cusp between fall and winter, is that it's cold enough that I'm not going to come back all sweaty, because I'm going to be kind of cold throughout my workout, but I'm going to get my blood pumping. But that also means I don't have to drag a water bottle with me for 5 miles. So instead, I'm going to chug this water bottle with a packet of electrolytes before I go, and whatever I don't finish, I'll get on my way back. But each packet contains a science-backed ratio of electrolytes. So you're getting 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium in each packet. This way, I am able to do my workout, stay hydrated, it helps me get my water in, and it tastes great. And as usual, Element is one of my favorites because they are sugar-free, they're gluten-free, there's no artificial flavors. They're just a delicious tasting electrolyte. My favorite flavor is the watermelon. My kids love the orange, my husband loves the citrus, but don't take my word for it. You can get this free sample pack with any purchase using my special link down below. You can use this link as many times as you want. Just this promo to get this free sample pack with any order is only available for the Keto Rewind community. So go to www.drinkelement.com/Keto Rewind. Thanks Element for sponsoring this video. Now I have to go get my walk in, clear my head, come back, and be ready for the rest of my day. All right, so first things first, let's chop up the chicken. So let me flip the camera around. And I'm gonna do this in my air fryer. So I just have a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, avocado oil, pepper, garlic, salt, and paprika. And then I have 2 pounds of chicken that I'm gonna dice up in about 1-inch chunks. So let me do that and we'll be right back. Okay, so I have 2 pounds of chicken. I use chicken breasts for this particular recipe. It doesn't really matter. I can see this being a real easy one for chicken thighs, you know, or just a whole breast where you just season it up instead of going through this process. But I just want a bunch of chicken that I can throw over a salad. I can throw with a side of veggies, you know, something simple. So anyways, I'm going to season it up at this point. I put the recipe earlier on screen, but I'm going to do this to taste. And I like lots of pepper, so we're going to put that on there. Obviously, you can follow along and use their recipe, but I think you should just experiment with your spices and see what you like instead of following along. Especially something as easy as this. Paprika. Oh, I don't have a sprinkle, so we're going to try and not destroy this. I like paprika, though. Salt and pepper. Oh, man, it already smells good. All right, and then last but not least, their recipe calls for olive oil. I'm going to use avocado oil. That's my main change. I don't like to cook with olive oil. I prefer to cook with avocado oil. Let me get a measuring. All right, so I'm gonna measure my 2 tablespoons out of avocado oil. There's 1 and 2. So now let me get a spoon and we're gonna mix this. Okay, now that it is mixed, we're gonna dump it right onto our tray that's lined with parchment paper. Oop, got 1 extra on there. Jump off. There. All right, so I'm gonna arrange this on the tray and I'll be right back.
1 eternity later.
So I know, it was anticlimactic, but we're just gonna, and now we're going to preheat our air fryer to 400 degrees. My oven has the air fryer setting. You can use it in a regular air fryer. I just have to change out my pan. Here is my chicken all spread out on the pan. The main thing is I want to get airflow, so I wanted it to like be really spread. That's why I used a bigger pan. I could do this in on the grill. I don't have to use the air fryer. I can even just bake this in a normal oven. I know it's anticlimactic, but I like the air fryer setting because it kind of gives it that little bit of crispiness. And then it also keeps it so it's really tender and juicy too. So that's why I like to use the air fryer. So I'm gonna stick this in the air fryer at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes and I'll be back at that next step. All right, so while the chicken is in the air fryer, let's make the bang bang sauce. So let me flip the camera around. You're gonna need mayonnaise, sugar-free sweet chili sauce, sriracha, and lime juice. So first things first, as far as ingredients goes, you do you. This is what I'm doing. You need a 1/2 cup. Mayonnaise. And 2 tablespoons of sweet chili sauce. We're eyeballing here. We don't need to be perfect. 1 squirt to taste of sriracha. I like sriracha. Ooh, need another hand. Hold on. I love sriracha, so we're going right from the tip. All right, it's about good. Then a squirt of lime juice. I'm using canned lime juice. Obviously, fresh would be best. All right, let me whisk this together. And we have our sauce. We're gonna just dress our chicken with this when it comes out of the oven. Or shall I say air fryer. I'll give this a taste. If I want it a little hotter, I'll add some more. The recipe calls for adding honey, but the sweet chili is sweet enough. Like I guess you could add the honey, but this is all that I'm looking for. All right. Looks perfect. So I gave it a quick little taste test and I want a little bit more heat. It is very sweet, so I'm not sure why anybody would put honey in this as well. But I guess if your sweet chili sauce does not have sugar, I can see why, but we're going for it. We add a little bit more sriracha because I like a sweet heat much better. All right, so now we just wait for the chicken. All right, so our chicken is done. Look at how delicious that looks. I'm gonna put it on a plate and then we're gonna put the sauce on it. All right, so I have 5 ounces of our chicken and then I'm just gonna paint some delicious sauce on top. All right, that is the final product. The chicken looks fantastic. That looked delicious or what? So I'm gonna get a fork and we'll do a taste test. Does that not look perfect? You know, it doesn't feel like you're dieting when it tastes good. That is delicious. And like I said, if it tastes really good, it does not feel like you're dieting and it's so much easier to stick with it. So yum. Okay, so I took all the chicken that I didn't eat for a lunch, obviously, and because we're meal prepping and having this on hand, let me show you what I did. So I put all of my chicken in one of these meal prep containers. I'm gonna let it cool down before I put the cover on, but I now have an entire, big old tray full of chicken that I can eat off of all week. So this will be at least 4 servings. If I'm doing a high protein, low carb, but if I'm doing regular keto, this is more like 6 servings of chicken. So yeah, so that big old thing of chicken is So yeah, that makes my life so much easier. The parchment paper that I lined the pan with just makes cleanup easy. Now I can wash the pan. I don't have any like baked on grease on there. I have meal prep chicken in the fridge, so I have no excuse not to stay on track. So it's just those little changes that I just took the time to do. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna be working on what's to come in the next couple of months. And for the meantime, do what you can now. You know, there's no perfect time to lose weight. There's no right or wrong answer. Just do what you can do now and start making small changes so that when the first of the year comes around and it's gonna be the new you, new everything, that you have momentum to build on. And it won't just be like a 2-day New Year's resolution. So anyways, that's all for today. Use my link down below for a free sample pack, and I will see you at the next video. I am Jess, you're watching Keto Rewind. Bye!
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out cause you kept cutting the cord, and I started to fade into your gray. See, I finally opened up my eyes.